Welcome to this channel. As usual, this is Train Up a Child Schools International, and we're going with our second lesson of computer or ICT. In the previous video, we introduced computer. We also taught about the parts of the computer and how those parts work. And today we're going to look at a new topic, and that topic is called Microsoft Office. Now, Microsoft Office has so many applications, but we're going to start with Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word. So, as last time, we're going to use our laptop, and this is our display, a smart board. So whatever happens on the laptop, you'll be able to see it on our smart board, because this is Train Up a Child Schools. So, of course, before you open Microsoft Word, you have to first find out where it is. So you go to the Start menu. Whenever we talk about the Start menu, it's this part on the computer. Usually, it's a part that has signs of a window. Okay, it's a sign of a window. It's always in the top bottom left corner. You press it once, then after you press it, you're going to see all applications on the computer. Now, to find it easily, you just simply come to the search and you type Word. Just type Word. When you type Word, this application will pop up. And this application has the word Word, and it's in color blue with the letter W. Now, this word stands for Microsoft Word. It's the program we're going to look at. To open it, you when you open Microsoft Word, you're going to see a blank document. Now, if you've used it before, down here you're going to see the recents. Recents are the previous work that you've done in that program. But if you're starting afresh, because this is a beginner class, you go to blank document. You select on blank document, and then this is what you're going to get. Now, this right here is called a workspace. A workspace is where we type, where we do our work from, and this is the display of Microsoft Word. Now, depending on the year of the Microsoft Office that you're using, it displays differently. Now, here we have File. Under File is where we find the saving from. So, under File, we get where we save from, where we save, export. Then we have the Home. Home is where we find the capital letters, the italic, the underline, how to change the sizes and the font styles, how to put the colors. Then we go to Insert. Insert is where we find the tables, pictures, shapes, word art. We go to Design. Design deals with the pages. If you want to design the page, you go to Layout. Layout deals with the sizes of the page. Let's say you want to change the orientation from portrait to landscape, or you want to put columns, or you want to resize the page, and so forth. Now, of course, being a beginner class, we always start with the home page. And under the home page, the very first thing we look at is the font size. Now, what do we mean by font size? Font size is the size of the letters. Now, when you open Microsoft Word, the default font size you get is size 12 or size 11, depending on the year of the Microsoft Office that you have. Now, font size simply means the size of the letters. Now, for example, that's our default size, size 12 here. So if you type a word, let's say, Train Up Child Schools. Now, with the default size, this will be the size of the words. And we say the first thing we always look at is how we change the font size, or how we make the letters bigger or smaller. Not capital letters and small letters, but bigger in size. Now, the default size, size 12, this is how it would look like. Now, to go to the next paragraph, when you're typing something, you press Enter on the keyboard. Now, we pressed Enter on the keyboard, and we're going to make this size a bit bigger by increasing the font size. Now, where do we change the font size from? Now, when you look on our home panel, we have this word, font, and then paragraph. Now, above font, is where we find the font size. It's always indicated with the number. Now, if you do not see the word font, but you find the number there, either 8, 11, 12, 24, any number with an arrow pointing down, this means this is where we change the font size from. Now, when you click on the arrow on the side, it will display for you different numbers. Now, these numbers represent the sizes of the font or the sizes of the letters. For example, remember our original size first was size 12. Now let's try size 48. Now, when I put size 48 and I type the same word, that's the size it will be in. Train up. Train up a child schools. List out later. Now, we have just changed the font size. We have just changed the size of the letters. They are all small letters, but the size is now different. Now, the first size here was size 12, and the next size, because we went to font size and increased it, we've had size 48. Now, the one method you can use to increase the font size is by clicking on the arrow on the side here, and then you select from the different numbers. So if I had selected size 8, these words will become much smaller. But someone might ask, what happens if I want a font size that is not displayed on these numbers here? As you can see, these numbers are not in their order. Some are skipped. If you want to have a font size and it's not on this list here, now what you do is, for example, we're going to try size, you see from 28 we go to 36. If let's say we want to try size 32, how do we do it? Now, instead of clicking on the arrow, you come and click on the size itself where the number is. Now, the moment you click on that size, your pointer, the blinking pointer, will come there. Now, you use your keyboard. On the keyboard, there is a button called the backspace. The backspace is a button above the enter key that deletes. Now, you delete this size off and you say, I want size 32 by typing it there. Then you press enter. Now, after you press enter, this means you've changed the size to 32. From 48 now to 32. Now, let's see how size 32 looks like. Train up, child, schools. Now, this right here is size 32. But remember, size 32 was not on the list. We just put it there. So there are two methods of changing the font size. You either select from the font sizes that are displayed for you, or click on the size that is there, delete the size, and type your own size. Now, to prove that the sizes we put are the ones, now when you move your pointer and click at the end of the last word, train up a child schools, the size will change and will show you size 32. Now, if we click on the second one that we typed, it will show you size 48. You click on the word that we typed at first, it will show you size 12. So this simply means, if let's say you have a document that you're editing, but you do not know the size that was used, by simply clicking on the word that is typed there, it will automatically give you the size that was used. Remember, I've said there are two ways of changing font size. You either click on the arrow, the list comes, select a size that you want, or just delete the size that is there and type your own. Now, fun fact is, someone might say, we see size 8 to size 72. Are those the only sizes, or is that the only range? No. Now, you can have as a small size as size 1. Now, let's try it. Come here, the end of our word. Press enter to go to the next paragraph. Now, when you come to the size here, you delete the size off and type size 1. Now, when you press enter, and now we're going to try the word train up a child still. Train up a child schools. Now, believe it or not, These tiny things that look like full stops, that is the word train up a child's schools in size 1. Now, let me zoom in. Now, that's the biggest it can zoom. You see the very tiny word, train up a child's school, very tiny. That is size 1. Okay, let's zoom back to our normal size. Now, that is size 1. Now, let's try another size. Now, I've said you can have the smallest as size 1, and the biggest size there is size 1,500. Remember now, size 1 is not on this list. Size 1,500 is also not on this list. But if you want size 1,500, what you do is you come and click where the size is, remove the size that is there, then you type size 1,500, then press enter. Now, this is the biggest size. Let me zoom out the page so that you see how big it is. Now, that's the biggest size. If we're to type again our word, train up a child's schools. Now, each letter takes almost a full page. Each letter is taking almost a full page because it's size 1,500. Now, this right here is letter T, but it is so big that even on one page it cannot fit. It is so big that even on one page, the T alone is cut into half. That is size 1,500. Now, usually when you want to type a very big size, it is recommended also change the size of the page, which we shall look at later. Now, for today's lesson, we've seen how we increase the font size from size 1 to the biggest to size 1,500. But the reason why they give us these sizes here from 8 to 72, simply because they expect us to work around that size. They don't expect you to have a document that is going to have size 100. Those letters would be too big. And they do not expect you to have a document that has a size below 8 because it will be too small for anyone to read. Now, that is it for the font size. Now, in the next video that we're going to look at, we shall look at the font style. Now, font style and font size are different. Font size deals with the size of the letters. The font style deals with how the letters appear. So today we've looked at the font size. In the next video, we're going to look at the font style. Do not forget that we have this program here. They are Zoom holiday classes, but they are online, of course, because here, train up a child, we move with innovation and technology now. These lessons are going to take place more of revision, but they are done at home with Zoom. The child stays at home with their cup of tea, a plate of food, and they get to learn from the comfort of their home at only 80,000 shillings the entire holiday. And all our children know how to use Zoom. They have had lessons with Zoom. They know how to connect to Zoom. They know how to unmute themselves. They know how to talk back. Everything has been catered for. So, until next time, have a good day.